Today, we talk about how expensive Halloween costumes can be. Hello, everyone, and welcome to For These Are My Thoughts. I'm Blake. Thank you for joining me today. And today, I am joined by my friend Joseph Francis Novak IV. How you doing, Joe?
Hey everybody, it's me again, your boy, and the child.
The child. Yes, so today I'm joined by Joe, and before we get into what Joe and I are going to do today, I want to remind you to subscribe and click the bell, and I want to make sure you check out For These Are My Thoughts on Facebook and on Instagram. Doing those things means you become a member of the Think Tank, which is the community here on For These Are My Thoughts, and they help with episodes and see behind the scene clips and a whole bunch of fun stuff. Today, the day this video is coming out, is October 4th. And that means that on For These Are My Thoughts, it's now spooky season. So we are...
You need to play that skeleton with the spooky skeleton thing where it's dancing.
I don't think I have the rights to play the spooky skeletons thing. But we are going to kick things off in spooky season by looking at some Halloween costumes, because Joe is the king of Halloween costumes, aren't you, Joe?
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
I've been a champ for the last few years running.
Joe has been Buddy the Elf, the man in the yellow hat, sexy sax man. You've been Chicken Cord on Blue. What am I missing, Joe? What other costumes have you been?
There's one I don't think I have a picture of, but I was John Mcenroe, the famous tennis player who swore at everybody too, with the jerry curl and the short shorts.
Were you ever Cupid?
Oh, yes, I was Cupid. I don't have pictures of that either.
Probably a good thing.
What I did is I went to a hockey game beforehand, and so what I did is I had like a adult-sized diaper. No, it was a towel, and wrapped that up, and I wasn't wearing anything else. And I had this little bow and arrow and full of just like dirty Valentines that I would just throw out to people around me. And then one of my friends tricked me that same night that there was like some sort of free dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings if you came in with a costume. And so I walked right in. And everybody was just looking at me, and I'm the only guy with a costume on. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to get some wings, even though it wasn't free.
Dressed as Cupid?
Yeah, and I didn't have a shirt on either. They didn't kick me out. In the middle of a cold UP weather, too. I think it was snowing that day, too.
Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. That is embarrassing, but that's awesome. You may notice that Joe and I are not in the same room together. That is because of the ongoing global crisis. But we are still able to have some fun together and talk about Halloween costumes. Joe, if you had to guess the most expensive costume you've worn in the last few years, which one would it be?
Oh, easily it would be the Buddy the Elf costume, because that's one that like people like to have for Christmas time. I had to buy the wig separate to look like Will Ferrell. I had to make spaghetti and then put like the syrup in it, and I hurried up and did that right beforehand. So I think I did quite a number on that, but I can still use that for times to come. So I think that was around, gosh, if you put it all together, like $75. The costume itself, like the costume piece itself, was like $50. I think I had to buy tights too, and it was really hard to find yellow tights. It was expensive.
Dang. Okay, Joe, I hate to tell you this, but the costumes we're looking at today are going to be a little more pricey. And we're going to be looking at Halloween costumes that are popular for this year, 2020. We're most importantly going to be looking at how much they cost, because, Joe, today we're going to play Is the Price Right? Halloween Costume Edition.
And the price is right, Bob. And remember to get your pet spayed or neutered.
Yes, so thank you, Joe, for catching the Price is Right reference. So how this game is going to work is I have some costumes that I will share with you, Joe, that are popular this year. And I will tell you, some of them are store bought. Some of them are totally normal. Get them from Walmart or whatever, Party City, whatever you go to. Others are DIY costumes. And I will tell you which one is like which ones are store bought or DIY. But then I will give you two prices. And you have to decide what the actual price of the costume is. So, Joe, how the points will work is if you get it wrong, I will get a point. But if you get it right, you get a point. And again, some of the DIY costumes, none of the items in those costumes are bought from a thrift store. They are all like from the store DIY items. Does that make sense? So like if it's a coat, it's not a coat from Goodwill. It's a coat from an actual like department store.
What about like cosplay? Are these things like legit the film worn devices that will be that expensive, like a full-blown Batman suit?
Yeah, some of them will be, and I will let you know about that. I'm not going to leave you hanging. This isn't a guess the fake costume or the cheap costume. I'm going to give you the information you'll need, and you'll have to choose the price.
Okay.
All right. And Joe and I just decided that the winner is going to choose the costume for next year, Halloween 2021, for the loser. And they'll have to take a picture, and we'll post it on For These Are My Thoughts social media accounts. So that should be fun, hopefully. What were you going to say, Joe?
Well, for a side note, I've been trying to get the guys to go cosplay at like a Comic-Con since like we graduated high school. I've always wanted to take a trip to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
I think it'd be fun.
I'm getting too old at this point. And then I'm gonna look like a big nerd.
You already do look like a big nerd. But all right, Joe, are you ready? Are you ready for your first costume?
Oh yeah, I'm always ready.
So Joe, the first costume is from the show The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Have you heard of that TV show?
What?
It's a TV show. I think it's on Amazon Prime. But it's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Midge Maisel is the main character, and she wears.
Do I get to look this up?
You can just look up the character, not any type of costume information.
Okay, Midge, I got you.
Midge Maisel is the main character. She wears like all pink all the time. Okay, and so the costume consists of a coat, a dress. It's a type of shoe called Everlane the Day, a 1950s style hat. That is the 4 items in this costume. Okay. Do you see a picture of Midge Maisel, Joe? Okay.
She looks like Dolores Umbridge, but younger.
Yes.
From Harry Potter.
So this is, again, a popular costume for 2020. And the question I have for you, Joe, is of those items, a coat, a dress, the shoes, and the 50s hat, is the total price $126 or $568?
Well, man, I mean, I wouldn't want it to be the 500 cost, but I have a feeling if it's on the show, it's outrageous. So it has to be the 500 and what was it?
$568?
Yeah. $568 locked and loaded.
You are right, Joe. Yes, this was a $568 costume. That is why I asked you. This is not the most expensive one on today, but that is expensive to me.
I'm taking these clues down, so
are you?
I need to win.
So yeah, the coat itself was $318, and I got this information on this costume from an entertainment website. It might have been entertainment.com, not sure. But yeah, $568 to dress up for like one day is outrageous.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It seems like I could go to my grandmother's closet and find something better.
Yes, again, thrift store is probably the better idea. All right, so Joe, you mentioned that you have the child with you. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, I do. I'm going to bring him back on.
The child. So the next one is The Mandalorian with the child. Now, this is a store-bought costume. A store-bought costume. Mandalorian with the child. Is this costume $85 or $150? Now, do not search. Do not look it up. You know what these characters look like.
Yeah.
$85 or $150?
Now that I know this, though, I really probably want this costume the way that you made it sound, because I already have like a real looking the child. Like I was walking around Walmart with Hillary trying to get birthday presents for her nieces,
Mm-hmm.
and while we were getting birthday presents, of course, I saw a life size the child doll, and I was like, I need to buy it. And I bought it, like the grown man that I am. I'm gonna say because it's so popular that a lot of people are trying to wear this. So, and the way you're describing it, I'm gonna guess that it doesn't look very good either. Just because of the two prices that are available, and you want to make it look legit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that should be like $500 if you're doing it right. But I'm gonna say the $85 cost.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Dang it, you're right, Joe. Yes. So this is just a normal like store-bought costume. You put it over like essentially like a bodysuit with muscles. I don't know, not the greatest costume. However, the child is the same child that you bought. So you can't, I don't think you can buy a Mandalorian costume that comes along with a child that looks any good at least.
I'm just gonna have a real child and just dress them up as the child. Even better.
Oh my! Just take one off the street. Hey, you. Yeah, you're coming with me.
Oh,
all right. So Joe, you're up 2-0. You might beat me on this next one, or I could come back. But the next one is your boy Joe Exotic from the Tiger King, very popular show in 2020. But your boy the Tiger King. So the costume is DIY, of course, and it consists of a trucker hat, a t-shirt, or like a button-up t-shirt, you know what I'm talking about? Like like Hawaiian-ish, kind of like he wears, and white jeans. Is the price of this DIY Joe Exotic costume $37 or $90?
So before we get into it, like I watched I really am not a big fan of this show. I watched about one episode with other med students, and this was kind of like right before quarantine hit, and we lost interest right from the start. But do you think that Carol Baskins really fed her husband to a tiger?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. I don't
I don't know. I think it's wild. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars now.
She is on Dancing with the Stars.
And nobody really watches that show anymore, and now she's going to be on it.
Yeah. They're just trying to get viewers back.
Mm-hmm.
They should feed Dancing with the Stars to tigers.
Exactly, because all the stars on Dancing with the Stars are usually some washed out actors. I'm sorry. I'm usually like, who are you? But all right, so back to the costume. I'm gonna say this really isn't a hard costume to do. I've seen people like just dress up for fun with one of their kids for this. And I'm gonna say it's probably the $37 cost. I just don't think it's that expensive.
Joe says $37. The answer is $90, Joe. Isn't that wild? Yeah, so
I could go to the thrift store.
You could, yes.
It's Anigo, Wisconsin. We'll have all of those things.
You certainly could go to the thrift store, but from what I found on the internet, the DIY suggestion was a $24 trucker hat. $24 for a trucker hat.
I can buy one for a quarter.
A shirt. The shirt was $32, and the jeans were $34. I don't even think the button-up shirt I wore for my wedding was $32.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was, because I was wearing the same one, wasn't
right?
it?
Yeah.
So what did the trucker hat say?
It was kind of indescript text. It didn't have anything special on it. It was just like a black trucker hat with a design on it. Yeah.
$90.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Mm-hmm.
Again, thrift stores are better.
True.
All right, Joe. I am. It's 2-1 now, so I'm coming back here. You could win it on this one. This one is again another Star Wars costume. This is a Stormtrooper Deluxe costume. So
Ooh.
this is like a legitimate cosplaying suit, I guess. Stormtrooper Deluxe. It sounds like a Travis Scott burger. Oh, yeah, I'll have the Stormtrooper Deluxe.
I just looked up literally an hour ago what the Cactus Jack burger was or meal. And
it's just a burger with bacon.
Just still something on their menu, but they call it the Cactus Jack. And I was like, I was hoping like something spicy.
Yeah, it's just a burger with bacon, right?
But I might get it. I was thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
You got to have it with a Sprite, and then it's also, I think, a medium fry with barbecue sauce. You don't dip it in ketchup.
Only in America. All right. But a Stormtrooper Deluxe suit, is it $738.91 or $349.52?
Okay, because I would really like one of these, and
to wear or to put on display.
Both. I'm gonna wear it once and then I'm gonna put it on display. Usually, most things that I own, it goes right into display. But this one, I would just have to wear one time.
Yeah.
And I think right now you should play that GIF. That it was like the very first GIF that there ever was of that Stormtrooper pelvic thrusting the air.
I'm not going to play that. Inappropriate.
Because I know that's what I'm going to do. Because I get it. I'm going to say the $738. That's how much it should cost. And I want one. And secretly, as the little boy inside me, I want one.
Are you going to buy one with your first doctor check?
No. I'm still going to be probably living in an apartment when I'm a doctor.
Mm. All right, so Joe says $738.91. Final answer.
Yeah.
Dang it, Joe, you're right.
Yes!
So Joe wins this one. Joe wins the game. Let's see if you can get 4 out of 5, though. Yeah, so it's $738.91, which is, I mean, it looks really good. Okay, so Joe, there's one left. This one is your girl, Kim Possible.
Mm.
Did you watch that show as a kid?
Yeah, I did.
All right, I watched that show a lot as a kid. But Kim Possible, this is a DIY costume. Okay, so again, Kim Possible wears green pants, a black long sleeve crop top because practicality doesn't matter in cartoons, black gloves, and an orange wig. Is the total $130.49, or is it $78.49?
So, is this an adult costume?
Yes, this is for an adult. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I just want to make sure. Well, also, kids should not be wearing stuff like that.
Right.
But gosh, we once had a fraternity brother. So we all remember that show really well, and we had a ginger fraternity brother, and we'd always put pictures of Rufus the Naked Mole Rat next to a picture of him, and we'd always show it to him, and he'd get really upset. But he took it really well.
That's good. That's good.
I guess for cost, if there's no like gadgets and stuff, I'm still gonna go with the higher cost, the $130 something.
$130.49.
Yeah, every penny, all the way to the 49 cents.
Well, Joe, you should not have done that because that's wrong. It is only $78.49, which is, I mean, fairly cheap considering all the other costumes we had on here.
You should not have given me 2 Star Wars ones. I mean, that's the way that I'm gonna win this, and I did. And the other one, I didn't know who it was, but I just completely guessed on it. So I get to pick out your Halloween costume. Maybe I'll try and pick a couple's costume so that you and Hannah can do it together.
That would be interesting. But yeah, so Joe wins. He gets to pick the costume for me. Make sure you check out For These Are My Thoughts on Facebook and Instagram. I will not be wearing the costume currently. I guess we're going to wait until 2021. But remember, it is spooky season on For These Are My Thoughts. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out. We're going to be doing some stuff with scary movies and Halloween candy, and it'll be fun. Yeah.
Blake doesn't watch scary movies.
No, I don't, but other people do.
Well, I may have to help you out on that one because I've watched a ton of scary movies.
Yes, you have. But thank you so much, Joe, for being on the show today. Do you have a recommendation for the people?
I'm wearing my my masking t-shirt. It says "Just Wear It" and it looks like a Nike symbol. And everyth's kind of backwards on here, but I'm going to show everybody. Y'all should buy a t-shirt and just make sure you're wearing your mask and staying safe out there.
Yeah, especially with the current climate, with it becoming normal flu season again. Be safe, make smart choices, and please wear a mask. But thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure you share this with your friends. Until next time, these are Joe and I's thoughts. We'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Adios.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please give us a like if you enjoyed the video today. You can subscribe hitting the circle button, or you can click the box to watch more For These Are My Thoughts episodes. Thanks so much again. I'll see you soon.